Seth Rollins and his character. He has stayed true to his character. Saying that he wouldn't allow CM Punk to be World Heavyweight Champion. Well, he stayed true in the sense that he costed him it 5 minutes after he won it, but he stayed true to what he's been saying, and he came in and he costed CM Punk leaving that stadium, leaving MetLife with the World Heavyweight Championship. 10 years ago, WrestleMania 31, we had the heist of the century. Seth Rollins, with his Money in the Bank briefcase in tow, ran down, joined the main event of WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. He made it a triple threat match. He stomped on Roman Reigns' head, pinned him 1, 2, 3, and became the WWE champion. That was 10 years ago. And they called it the heist of the century. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have just had what they're now going to call the ruse of the century. Seth Rollins, 10 years later, found his way after the SummerSlam main event, after CM Punk had just become the World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, his first WWE Championship since 2013. He had a really, really great match with Gunther. Gunther was bloodied, didn't know what to do with himself, seeing blood pour from his face from the first time in the WWE ring. He got hit with a GTS. He didn't go down. He was a monster in that regard. It was really, really cool the way he took the GTS and stood there and was like trying to find his balance. And then CM Punk picked him up with all the energy he had left after a half an hour main event and hit him with another GTS. Gunther went down like a tree that had just been chopped down in the forest. CM Punk pinned him 1, 2, 3. CM Punk became the new World Heavyweight Champion. Was given the title by the referee. Couldn't believe it. On his knees. Eventually found his way to his feet. And as he lifted that title aloft, he heard the music of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out in a bedazzled, bejeweled suit on crutches. Knee brace around his knee, with his Oracle as well by his side, holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, which obviously he won earlier this year at Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins, he basically gestured, and you could hear him saying on the camera that, you know, I'm injured now, but I'm coming for you, and all of that kind of stuff. A lot of gesturing and you know, posing up at CM Punk. He turned around. Seth Rollins looked like he was walking back into the entrance. He spread his arms with the crutches in his hands and dropped the crutches. I said, we've seen this before. We have seen Seth Rollins, I think it was 2019, be on crutches, drop the crutch, and I think for that was him going into a WrestleMania match. Same kind of thing. Seth Rollins dropped the crutches. The crowd went crazy. Seth Rollins unbuckled the knee brace from his knee, took the briefcase from the Oracle Paul Heyman, and he started a nice little brisk walk, a nice little jog down the rampway. The similarity was uncanny with the cameraman kind of being behind Seth Rollins. You see the massive arena that Seth Rollins is running into. Shades of 2015 cash-in at WrestleMania. And you saw him just kind of grab Jessica Carr, the referee, at the bottom of the ramp to signal he's going into the ring. Him and Seth Rollins were beating each other up. Then he got the upper hand. Well, smashing the briefcase over CM Punk. CM Punk was just basically dead out at this point. The referee began the match. Seth Rollins up in the corner, darted at CM Punk, hit him with a curb stomp. The same curb stomp he hit Roman Reigns with 10 years ago to cash in and win the world title in that WrestleMania main event. He hit CM Punk with that curb stomp and he pinned CM Punk. And Seth Rollins is the World Heavyweight Champion. CM Punk, 5 minutes or so as the World Champion. Karma. Because if you remember, at WrestleMania 40, Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre posing up by the ring. CM Punk trips Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest comes down, cashes in. CM Punk caused Drew McIntyre, although Drew McIntyre was doing a lot of showing off. CM Punk caused Drew McIntyre to not walk out of the arena that night with the World Heavyweight Championship. The same has happened to him today. 5 minutes as champion. Seth Rollins cashes in. Now, This was really well done. After a really good match, a really good pro wrestling match between CM Punk and Gunther, this was so well done, right? However, it was predictable. It was predictable. And I had this predicted on my prediction sheet and I changed it. And I'll tell you why I changed it. Before the match, we heard a lot of reports and rumors coming out. Seth Rollins, this was the plan. Seth Rollins was going to cash in at SummerSlam. It's been the plan since Saturday Night Main Event with the fake knee injury angle. Yeah, that came out. It also came out that Gunther is working with an injury. Will he drop the title because he's got an injury? I thought with these informations leaking within 48 hours before the match happens, although I did originally predict CM Punk to win and get cashed in on, I thought they're going to change direction. And maybe this is me doing too much in my head because we had just seen in Unreal, Triple H and Cena, I think it was, saying that, once it becomes predictable, you want to go the other way. You want to go the other way. So I thought, let me change my predictions. I should have stayed with my predictions. However, this was really well done, despite it being somewhat obvious. I think it was just really well done. Seth Rollins and his character, he has stayed true to his character. He has stayed true to his character, saying that he wouldn't allow CM Punk to be World Heavyweight Champion. Well, he stayed true in the sense that he costed him it 5 minutes after he won it. He didn't actually stop him from winning the championship. So that will be another notch on CM Punk's, accolades. He has been a World Heavyweight Champion for less than a day. But he stayed true to what he's been saying. And he came in and he costed CM Punk leaving that stadium, leaving MetLife with the World Heavyweight Championship. One thing I did predict correctly earlier in the week, though, is that if we were going to have a circumstance of Roman Reigns and Jey Uso beating Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, even though I think it's the wrong move, they shouldn't have done it. I really don't think that they should have won, but they did, and I thought they would. I did say, for the sake of this faction, Seth Rollins has to cash in on SummerSlam if Roman and Jey were going to beat these guys, so that they leave MetLife Stadium on top, standing tall. And of course, we saw at the end of the show, by the time Rollins had cashed in, the Oracle standing by his side. We saw Bron Breakker there. We saw Bronson Reed there. Because it's necessary. This faction needs it. And my God, I hope that they name this faction come Monday. Come Monday Night Raw, when Seth Rollins does his first original address and tells us how great I am. And like I say, this is now the ruse of the century. I hope they name this faction. Because these are the kind of things that won't make them live long in our memory. I definitely feel like, if Roman Reigns and Jey Uso weren't going to win, this had to happen. And it happened. And like I said, it's fine. I think it's fine. I'm cool with it. I think it was good. I think it was a really good cash-in. I think there are some people saying that this is better than his WrestleMania cash-in. I just love that cash-in so much. I just love the WrestleMania cash-in so much. I can't say that. But from a story aspect, this could be better. In terms of better than a WrestleMania one, just because of the hate runs deep. From what we know, the hate runs deep between Rollins and CM Punk. And he said, this is going to be the case. You're not ever going to win this on my watch. And like I said, he's taking it off him. He's taking it off him. Which I think leads nicely to WrestleMania. I think we are looking at a WrestleMania Night 2 main event of CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Which I think is great. They wanted to do this straight away, straight out the gate when CM Punk returned a couple of years back. I think it's great now. It's wonderfully poised at the moment. And I'm looking forward to it. Now, we had all said, Royal Rumble, Saudi Arabia, Sami Zayn probably wins it. That was my first shout the minute that they said the Royal Rumble was going to be in Saudi. Sami Zayn has lost a lot of heat. He's lost a lot of heat. I know he's been embroiled in his Karrion Kross stuff, which probably came to an end as well with their SummerSlam match, which I don't think was anything, to write home about. He's lost a lot of heat. CM Punk winning the Rumble in Saudi Arabia after his comments, and I know, he hasn't been there, but at the same time, we said this as well. You have to send CM Punk to Saudi Arabia earlier in the year for Night of Champions to let the people of Saudi Arabia get it out of their system. Get the boos out of their system. Get the disrespect and the hatred for CM Punk out of their system. Now, to be fair, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot because, you know, they probably just love CM Punk and love to see him. Yeah, they gave him a bit of stick for what he said about them and their country. But he apologized. They seemingly got it out their system. And now CM Punk can go on to Saudi Arabia next year, top of next year, 2026, and win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. It can happen. It probably will happen. And CM Punk from there can go on to WrestleMania to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. I think we are looking at our first WrestleMania program. I think this is it. And they've done a good job. They've done a good job. They have to kind of tell this story well now for the, what are we? The next kind of, 5, 6, 7 months. They've got to tell this story really, really well because, you know, CM Punk has to find some other hurdles in his way. I think Seth Rollins has to look like a beast, him and his group. But this is some good stuff. I really do think this is some good stuff. This is the best stuff that they've done. This was this was the whole cake and icing of night 1. Let's be real. Everything else was all right. I think it was an all right show. But this main event and the segment that followed was everything. This was SummerSlam. This is how SummerSlam night 1, the first ever night 1 SummerSlam, will be remembered. So I think they've done a really good job. I really do. I think Seth Rollins looked great. I love Seth Rollins and I really want this next 6, 7 months to be great for him and his group. And I want CM Punk to look like, you know, he really has to overcome something by the time he gets to that WrestleMania main event. But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Was this cash-in better than Seth Rollins' original cash-in 10 years ago at WrestleMania 31? Let's start there. I want to hear what you have to say about that. And what's your thoughts on Seth Rollins cashing in and becoming world champion? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Mex. Please hit the subscribe button on your way out and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.